Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and today's video is a really fun and exciting one. So I've been watching Ilithia from the Simple Shake Life. By the way, I apologize if I'm saying her name wrong, but her perfume YouTube channel is called the Simple Shake Life, and I've been watching her videos pretty regularly. Like, she posts, I feel like, every day, or maybe sometimes even every other day, but I feel like I'm watching her videos every single day. And she recently did this video called 25 questions 25 minutes, or like under 25 minutes, something like that, and it was a perfume tag video, which I thought was really fun, and I enjoyed like that video so much that I thought, you know what, I want to do this tag as well. I am getting into doing more perfume related videos on my channel. I've never done that in the past, and I thought a perfume tag would be a really good idea to also include. So yeah, even though she has no idea who I am and she's definitely not tagged me, but I'm still going to be doing this. And if you're watching this, Ilithia, I love your videos and I love your channel, and they totally make my day, and I would like to see you someday. Like, she's someone who doesn't show her face in her videos, but yeah, I would definitely love to see her someday. So yeah, anyways, this video is supposed to be under 25 minutes, and we're already, like, I've spoken for more than a minute, so I'm gonna have to go really quickly with the 25 questions. So let's dive right into it. The first question in her tag is, how many perfumes do you have? Now, I feel like the number for me is very like relative. It depends on how I count. So I have one perfume that I have 2 bottles of, actually. So I feel like that, again, I don't really know if I should count it as 2 or I should count it as 1. I also have some like, most perfumes that I have in my collection are like full bottles, but then I also have some like 10 ml like sample size ones that I bought. And I recently bought a lot of perfumes, actually, that you will see in my blind buy haul, which is coming up very soon. And again, I got inspired to blind buy because of watching Ilithia's videos. So yeah, I feel like my number is around 20. I don't want to give an exact number because, again, I'm not sure. Moving on, my favorite fragrance family definitely has to be something sweet, something that has vanilla. I feel like our answer is again very similar. Like, a lot of perfumes in Ilithia's collection have other notes in them, and again, I feel like I mostly stick to fragrances that smell sweet, have vanilla in them. Like, those are my kind of like perfumes. So that's definitely my favorite fragrance family. How many sprays? Now, I'm definitely an oversprayer. I feel like people say that, oh, we just spray like 3 or 4 times. I spray definitely 8 to 10 times minimum. I feel like every perfume I have in my collection, I have to at least minimum spray it 8 times, but sometimes it even goes up to like 12, 15. So yeah, I'm definitely team oversprayer. Where do you spray? So I spray generally behind my ears, right here, like behind your elbow and the wrist. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's why I say minimum 8. But then sometimes I spray just 1 near each point, and sometimes 2. So if a fragrance I know is going to like dissipate more quickly, I will spray 2. So then it becomes like 15, 16 sprays. Otherwise, at least 8 minimum. So yeah. Favorite perfume of all time. Now, this one I would have to say has to be Yvonne Emari Seduction. I was debating, like, even when she was doing it, I was like thinking of my own answers, and I thought either it's going to be Versace Eros, which I also absolutely love. I feel like that's the perfume in my collection that lasts the longest on me, and if I had to like declutter all the fragrances I had and keep just one, I would probably keep that. But because the question is of all time, like favorite perfume of all time, I feel like Versace is one that I bought in 2019, I'm pretty sure, so it's more of like a recent perfume. But Yvonne Emari Seduction has been a part of my collection since 2015, 2016, so it's been a part of my collection for longer. That's why I chose that as my favorite perfume of all time. Least favorite perfume of all time. This one I would have to say is one that I actually bought in 2019, again, I'm pretty sure. It's by The Body Shop, and it was on sale. Like, I was buying a different perfume that I actually, by the way, still have, but this particular one I smelled and I was like, this smells different, and it may be like a nice addition to my collection. But then the more I smelled it, like after I got it home, and I think I was wearing it one day, and I was like, this is very oriental, very spicy. I don't like to smell like this. So that probably has to be my least favorite perfume of all time. I will leave a picture right here on the screen so you know exactly which one I'm talking about. But yeah, was not a fan at all, and then I eventually did end up decluttering it as well. But yeah, how do you store them? So how do you store your perfumes? So I have a couple of like freshies and like body mists that I store on top of my cupboard, and like they're open out there. But again, those are ones that I don't think they go bad that easily or anything, and they're not super sweet or gourmand, which I feel like those, I'm not saying they tend to go bad more quickly, I'm just saying that those, when they go bad, they smell really bad. So most of my perfumes are actually stored inside my cupboard. I don't have them on display like Alithia does. She has a beautiful display and a perfume look, like the way she arranges them look absolutely beautiful and so beautiful and aesthetic. But I don't have a very beautiful aesthetic house. I have more of a functional, practical kind of a space. And yeah, we have a ton of stuff just lying around everywhere. So yeah, it just doesn't make sense to have all my perfumes out because there's no space to store them out. Why did you get into perfumes? So I have gotten into perfumes over like just in general fragrances because perfumes last longer. I have been like wearing body mists and like light sprays and stuff like that. I feel like even in school, like I did not wear them to school, but I did own them and I used to wear them during the weekend, and like if I was going out with my family or something like that, I would always wear them, and I always liked to smell good, because it's basically like I don't want to smell bad. I don't want like my body odor to make me smell bad. So I started with perfumes to kind of mask that. But yeah, eventually, and I think that's still prevalent. I feel like I still wear perfume every single day when I go out for that reason, because I feel like I don't want to smell bad because of the sweat. And I live in Mumbai, it's super duper humid out here, and yeah, if I'm not spraying something on me and I'm out throughout the day, I'm probably gonna start sweating at some point and even stinking, which I don't want to. So yeah, that's why I use perfumes. And I feel like the question was somewhere like, how often do you wear perfume? I think that comes later, so I'm not gonna answer that right now. But what is the next question, the ninth question is, what is the main reason you declutter a perfume? The main reason why I declutter a perfume is because if I feel like I don't like the scent of it, I will declutter it because I don't want to wear it. But the other reason why I might also declutter a perfume is because if I feel like it does not last very long on me, like I would sometimes make do with certain perfumes even if they don't last very long on me. I would like use them if I'm running errands or something like that, and I'd still use them on those occasions. But I feel like in normal day-to-day life, I never put on perfume just for a few hours. I put on perfume in the morning and then I'm out throughout the day. If I'm going to college, if I'm going to work, if I'm going anywhere out, I'm going to be out throughout the day. So I will always spray a perfume that is long lasting. I will not tend to reach for something that's not that long lasting. So it's just better to like declutter stuff that doesn't last very long. At least that's how I personally feel. So I feel like that's another main reason why if something doesn't last very long on me, I'll just end up decluttering it eventually at some point. Which perfumes have you totally used up? I've used up, again, I think 1 or 2 bottles of Amari Seduction by Avon. I've used a lot of Pucelle body mists. I don't know if you guys have heard of the brand, but I know it's available on Amazon. I'm pretty sure on Nykaa as well. So yeah, I've used a lot of them as a child. I also believe I've used up a Victoria's Secret body splash that some relative gifted me at some point. I remember it was like a dark pink color packaging. So yeah, and there are also a few other Avon perfumes I've used up, but I don't remember the names very well. There's one I recently used up. I think it was called Avon Luck for Her. That's one I recently, as in 2020, probably used up because I didn't have much left of it. I used up most of it in the past, and then I used it up in 2020. So yeah, those are all the perfumes that I've used up till date. Favorite perfume YouTube channels to watch? Definitely The Simple Chic Life, Demi Rolling as well. And then I watch a lot of like beauty YouTubers who also talk about perfume, like Kathleen Lights, Stephanie from SMLXO, yeah, Stephanie Leda. Who else? Rosita, Rose from Rosita Applebum. I love talking, like when she does her perfume collection videos or like her perfume hauls. I love those videos as well. So I feel like I don't watch dedicated perfume YouTube channels that much, except from like these two, Demi Rolling and The Simple Chic Life. But yeah, it's mostly like beauty YouTubers who also talk about perfumes. Very first perfume you ever bought because of a YouTuber. This one I would have to say is again Avon Imari Seduction. So I saw Shreya Jain actually mention this on her channel a long time back when I first started watching her videos. Like I remember when I started watching her videos back in 2015, 2016, that's when she used to talk about Imari Seduction all the time, and I remember seeing that in one of her videos, and I loved the packaging actually of the bottle. Like I loved the color of the bottle, which was why I was like, this really seems like something I will like. So I blind bought it and I loved it, and then never went back. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the first perfume that I bought after seeing a YouTuber's video. What is your goal for your perfume collection? I think my goal for my perfume collection is for it to not be too big, because I feel like I am not someone who likes to experiment too much, and I use perfume more from a utilitarian perspective rather than a hobby perspective. Like I feel like a lot of people have huge perfume collections and it's more of a hobby for them. For me, I love trying out new ones, but it's again more of a utilitarian perspective. So I feel like I don't want my collection to be too big. I want to make sure that whatever I buy, I'm using, and I'm using up as well. That's very important to me. So I don't want the number to be too high. And it's not important for me to have a diverse perfume collection. It's just important for me to have different like a few perfumes that are all different enough. I don't want to have repetitions either, and all of them need to be like at least decent long lasting, if not super duper long lasting, because I know those are the perfumes that I tend to reach for the most. The ones which are at least like 5 to 6 hours, at least they should last in me, if not like 12-13 hours. So yeah, that is what I would say is the goal for my perfume collection. Most expensive perfume you ever bought. I want to say this one is a tie between Versace Eros Parfum and Juicy Couture Vie Wala Juicy. Both of them, I feel like one was 3,700, the other was 3,600, and I bought both of these on a 50% offer. So if you're wondering how I bought them so cheap, Parcos has a sale once in a year where it's 50% off, like up to 50% off, and both these perfumes were 50% off when I bought them, so that's why they were so cheap. But they're also the most expensive perfumes in my collection. Most perfumes I own are anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 bucks, I want to say. So in my collection, those are the most expensive perfumes that I own, and they're still not the most expensive perfumes out there. Best blind buy in recent memory. I have done a blind buy haul again, like I mentioned, which you will see in a few weeks. Pretty much I would say that is my best blind buy, but I have to say again, Avon Imari Seduction was an absolutely amazing blind buy as well. So in recent memory, I would say the blind buy haul I did recently, because I still feel like majority of the stuff I liked in that video, and you will see that very soon. Some of my thoughts will probably change. I can already tell that, because it's been a couple of days since I filmed that blind buy haul, and I've been testing them as well. So some of my thoughts will change, but I still think that it was a very successful blind buy in my personal opinion. And spoiler alert, I actually placed an order for some more perfumes which I'm going to blind buy. So you probably see a part 2 blind buy haul coming up. Your partner's favorite scent on you. Now this one I cannot answer because I am single. I don't have a boyfriend, husband, romantic partner at the moment, but I do want to say that my best friend, her favorite scent, it's probably not her favorite scent on me, but I remember spraying this once when I was at her house, and she was like, what perfume is this? I want a bottle as well, and it was a Little Black Dress by Avon. She absolutely loved that. So I would say, yeah, that's a perfume that my best friend, who's not my romantic partner, loved on me. But yeah, at some point in the future, when I do get married or when I do have a boyfriend, I will tell you what my partner's favorite scent is on me. So yeah, if I had a signature scent, what would it be? Very hard to say. I would say I've done a video on my like some of those signature scent recommendations that I would have, which are out of my collection. And I would say out of that video, Versace Eros, Avon Imari Seduction, and there's also this perfume by Studio West which was called Sea Salt, which definitely doesn't, like, I don't think of sea salt when I smell that. I'm like, it's not named aptly in my personal opinion, but I think one of those, probably for different reasons. Again, I won't elaborate too much because this video is definitely getting longer than it should be, so I'm gonna rush. But you can go and check out my signature perfumes video to know that if I had a signature scent, which one it would be. But I don't think I'm capable of just like sticking to even 1 or 2 perfumes. I feel like I need to at least have 5, if not 10 minimum, and I have 20 right now, so that says something. Dupe houses, yes or no? I would say yes, because I do feel like sometimes like designer fragrances can be very, very expensive. Again, like I said, a lot of perfumes that I have in my collection are not designer. They're just perfumes that I've bought from different like department stores, different brands. Some are like smaller indie brands. So for me, I think it's important that the scent should be good and I should like it, and it should be long lasting. So if it's a dupe house, or if it's not a dupe house, if it's designer, if it's not designer, I do not care pretty much. So I don't really have a problem with dupe houses. In fact, there is one that I actually discovered that makes, they claim that their perfumes are 97% similar to what the real perfume smells like. I haven't bought from them yet, but I will be probably in 2021, hopefully, maybe, or maybe like beginning of 2022. Let's see. So this is the question that I was wondering where it is, and it said, how often do you wear perfume? I definitely don't wear perfume every single day, because since the past 1.5 years we've all been at home. But if I'm stepping out, if I'm going to college, if I'm going to like work or anything like that, I wear perfume every single day without fail, like pretty much. It's very important for me that when I step out, I need to be smelling good, because throughout the day the scent will wear out a little bit, but then eventually my own sweat and body odor is going to come out. And yeah, I think perfume just kind of helps in, if not masking it, then at least making it less obvious. And I don't want someone sitting next to me or standing next to me to be like, why is she stinking, and it's really disgusting. I don't want that to happen to me. So yeah. Last perfume you let go of and why? If you watched my recent declutter video, you would know that the Embark perfume that I bought from Pantaloons was my most recent declutter. Again, it was something that was different than other perfumes I have in my collection. It was also super cheap, so I was like, okay, let me buy this, let me try it. It'll probably be good for when I don't want to smell like just straight up sweet, which most of my other perfumes are like. But I just ended up discovering it's not meant for me. Wore it a couple of times, eventually did not enjoy it, so I decluttered it. Perfume you'd most like to buy. Now the one which is kind of on my wish list for my 22nd birthday, which is coming up in the next 3 months, it's gonna be Carolina Herrera Good Girl. I feel like I've wanted to have this perfume for a long time. It's been, I think, 2-ish years, and every single time when during the end of the year, like November, December, a lot of department stores like Parco's, Lifestyle, Shoppers Stop, like everyone has discounts and deals on perfumes, apart from other things as well. But that particular brand, like I feel like Carolina Herrera never goes on sale. Like I barely get 5% off on it, if not 10%. I feel like that's as much as it gets. So that is still like around 7,000, I want to say, for like 100 ml bottle, if not 90 ml, I'm not sure. And that will probably be like the most expensive perfume in my collection if I do end up buying it. So it's definitely expensive, which is why I've been waiting to see कि maybe थोड़ा और discount मिल जाए, maybe थोड़ा और discount मिल जाए, and then maybe I'll buy it. So yeah, I think this time I'll just bite the bullet and buy it. But then I'm like, भले मैं 22nd बर्थडे के लिए ले रही हूँ, मे बी आई कैन बाय ड्यूरिंग दिसंबर, क्यों थोड़ा तो पैसा बचेगा, एंड इट विल बी लाइक अ बिलेटेड हैप्पी बर्थडे गिफ्ट, व्हिच आई डोंट रियली माइंड, बिकॉज बाहर तो जा नहीं रही हूँ मैं. सो व्हाट इज़ द पॉइंट ऑफ इन बाइंग इट immediately and then not getting to wear it. So yeah, maybe in 2021 I'll bite the bullet and buy a bottle of that. It looks beautiful and it smells also really well. I'm not just buying it for the bottle, I also really like the smell of it. So yeah, probably that's the one which I'd most like to buy. Perfume everyone else seems to like but you don't. Now this one is actually Dolce & Gabbana light blue. I feel like that's also what Lithia said for a different question, I believe, which I don't remember which one, but she definitely mentioned that. That one, I was really excited. I thought it was a great freshie, and it was like, that's what I thought of it before I smelt it. But when I smelled it, I was like, what is this? And why would I pay like 4 or 5,000 for this? I don't remember what the price of Dolce & Gabbana light blue is in India, at least. I know abroad it's not that expensive, but here I feel like it's comparatively more expensive, like everything else that is international here in India. But when I smelled it, I was like, I am never buying this. I'm never paying for this. It's not worth it. It was just too, I don't know, it was just too, not even basic. I don't even want to say basic, because I feel like if there was something worse than basic, I would probably say that's what it was. So yeah, did not like it. Favorite thing about perfume in general, again, like I said, the fact that you smell good, you feel good when you smell good. I think that's what I love the most about perfume. And yeah, I was first thinking of maybe does it give me more confidence, but I'm like, it doesn't really give me confidence, but it's more of like a feel good thing. I'm pretty sure, for me at least, it's more of a feel good thing. What else? Yeah, the next question is, are you a blind buyer or a try before buy? I'm definitely a try before buy. I've been like that for the longest time, but again, 2021 has changed me in that sense. I feel like I'm blind buying like samples and decants and stuff like that, and wanting to like try out, but I will never ever, pretty sure, like, I know you should never say never, but I'm still saying this, I don't think I will ever buy a full size designer perfume or like any full size perfume, because if I've not smelt it at all, I don't feel like I can take the risk to buy like a 50 ml or 100 ml bottle, because it's not just expensive, but it's super wasteful. And I don't feel like I can buy something like, I feel like, again, a lot of other fragrance channels like the Simple Chic Life as well, what they do is they buy those full size perfumes to try them out and obviously review, but then if they don't like it, they would like sell it to a friend or like sell it to a subscriber or something. And while I could do that, I feel like I would just not want to do that. At least it's not for me. No hate to anyone else, I just feel like I would not personally do that for myself. So when it comes to full size bottles, I don't think I would ever buy a full bottle without sniffing it. So definitely try before buy, but if it's like a sample small decant or something like that, I don't think I would have a problem blind buying it. If I like read the notes and if it had vanilla in there, I would probably buy it, because I'm 80% sure it would work for me, and I would at least like it enough to use up the decant I have. I might not repurchase like a full bottle, but I would at least use up what I bought. The last question is, if you created your own perfume, what would it smell like and what would the notes be? Now, I feel like I'm not knowledgeable enough about notes at this point to tell you what the notes would be, but it would definitely be a sweet vanilla for sure, and it would be something that would be mass pleasing, which I know is probably not what most people would prefer, because there are so many mass pleasing vanillas out there. But I feel like I would come out with something that would be super duper long lasting, also mass pleasing, and also not super expensive, because I feel like most mass pleasing fragrances which are again sweet and vanilla are very expensive, and if they're not expensive, then they're not long lasting. So I would come out with something mass pleasing, vanilla, inexpensive, and very long lasting. I feel like that's what I want. And if I had to ever come out with a perfume, which is probably not going to happen at any point in my life, that is what I would want. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'm so happy that it's under 25 minutes, and I'm not going to jinx that by rambling more and more. But yeah, I'm really happy to do this tag video. It was so much fun, but I am sweating, like you can tell from my face. So I am going to end the video right here. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Thank you so much, Lithia, for creating this tag so that I get the chance to do a perfume tag video on my channel. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye bye.